Hi, church. The building is ready for you. It's clean and sanitized. Chairs have been set up. We've created an overflow section, and we're excited that you're coming tomorrow. I wanted to just take a couple minutes and talk to you because it seems that the document we created is a little long. And so let me just hit the highlights and the things that you need to know to come to church tomorrow. First of all, we need you to come early. I know that's a hard one. I know it's easy to slide in right at 10:15, and usually you know that we don't start till 10:21, but with the live stream saying 10:15, we have to start at 10:15. So we want you to come early. In fact, we're going to open the doors at 9:45 to give you an opportunity to be seated that early in the sanctuary. So how does this all work? Well, first of all, we are asking everyone to wear masks to enter and exit the building. Now, I don't want you to think that you have to wear a mask the whole time that you're seated in the building. Once you get into the building and you've been seated, you are welcome to take your mask off, and you do not need to wear it during the service. We'll only ask you to re-put the mask on in exiting, and there's one special time that we're asking people to wear masks. That's when we're singing. Our understanding is that our voices, when we're singing, propel things further than that normal 6-foot distance that is kind of considered safe. And so we encourage everyone who's singing, and in fact, we ask you to wear a mask if you decide to sing. Now, what about this whole idea of reservations? Now, you don't need reservations to come. We're just asking that you give reservations because we are literally having to seat you somewhere so that we can maximize the number of people that can sit in the room. The reality is we can only have 25% of occupancy, and the way the room is set up, we can have about 45 people in the sanctuary. So with that said, the reservation gives you an opportunity to get that spot. In fact, we're calling it kind of like having a fast pass, like when you go to Disneyland or Disney World, where if you have the fast pass, you get in quicker. And basically what we're saying is if you have made a reservation and you're here before 10:05, instead of lining up at the ramp like everyone else, because we're all going to be going through the ramp door, you can go around the line over to the stairs, and you will be seated next. And so that just gives you the opportunity. I want you just to have in your mind the reality of what we're trying to do here. This would be like everybody coming to eat at a restaurant at exactly the same time, and the hostess trying to seat everybody exactly at the same time. And so it's really important that you help us and bless us by considering making a reservation, but you certainly want to be here early. So I know that some of you are calculating that there could possibly be more than 45 people here. We are actually hoping that there'll be more than 45 people here. And in light of that, we've set up the gymnasium as an overflow. We've taken blue chairs down there so you're not sitting in folding chairs, and we've set up a television so that you can be a part of worship and the live stream in the building, even though you're not in the sanctuary. I know that some of you are saying, well, then I'll just stay in my pajamas. I'll just stay home. And I understand that desire, but I also know how desperately we need to be connecting with each other. So even though we can't linger in the building and fellowship in the building afterwards, which is very normal for this congregation, we can do that in the parking lot. And so what I envision is people from the sanctuary and from the gymnasium being released together, ending up in the parking lot and being able to have some of those sweet and wonderful conversations that we would normally have as we linger in the sanctuary after a service. Just a couple other things. First of all, if you need to use the restroom, they have been cleaned, they will be available. It's just that they're going to probably be a one-person only kind of experience. So we encourage you to use the restroom before you come. It's not that they aren't available, it's just that it's going to be different. There's actually hand sanitizer stations outside each one of the restrooms so that you can wash your hands as you're going in. And then, of course, please wash your hands as you go out. Just to do what we can to keep everything clean and sanitized. At this time, we regret that we are not going to be able to accommodate nurseries or children's ministry. You probably understand why we are frustrated at this point in the process that we can't make those available. I know that even thinking about some of what we're talking about is a frustrating thing. But think about the reality is that we wear a mask every time we go to the grocery store or to the hardware store or to any place that we go. Nancy and I went out to eat and we wore our masks to there. They allowed us to take the mask off while we were eating, which was nice because it would have been hard otherwise. But then we donned our masks as we left. I know that this is a new reality, but as we deal with COVID, we're just going to have to make some of these adjustments. Not only that, but I really think we want to honor those in our midst that maybe are more frail or even just a little bit more pensive about the whole COVID thing. And we honor them by following these simple procedures so that everybody can be involved. So just to highlight a couple things. First of all, come early, okay? I know that's a new one for some of us, but come early so that we can seat you. We'll look forward to giving you a spot to seat. Number two, wear a mask. If you forget your mask, we will have masks here. We'll make them available, but you have to wear a mask to get in and out of the sanctuary. And so we want to remind you to wear a mask. And lastly, be praying. There's a lot going on, not just with COVID, but other things in our country. And God calls his people, you and I, to pray as we go through this process. Thank you for your patience and your willingness to do what it takes to be God's family here at Lake Placid. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless you.